Hello, welcome to Behind the Showcase, your global fashion retail and supply chain podcast. Today, Tuesday, April 28th. The UK's trade bazooka aimed at Washington, a 40-year low in British retail sales, Beijing's countermeasure warning to Brussels, and India's new zero-duty gateway to the South Pacific. I'm Sedat Sezer, breaking down the news and insights you need to start your day. Let's get started. Let's start with the numbers that are casting a long shadow over the British High Street. The Confederation of British Industry just released its monthly retail sales index, and the reading for April 26 is minus 68. To put that in perspective, it's the sharpest drop since the series began in 1983. Nearly 80% of retailers surveyed are reporting year-on-year's decline. If you are wondering why the floor is falling out, look at the geopolitical map. This period follows the February 28 operations against Iran and the subsequent closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Consumers aren't just worried, they are feeling the direct impact of energy and logistic costs on their wallets. This connects directly to why the British Chamber of Commerce is now losing its patience with the government. The BCC is calling on Prime Minister Keir Starmer to deploy what they are calling a trade bazooka against the US. They are pushing for a trade deterrent mechanism to respond to US tariffs and what they describe as malicious trade actions. For global sourcing directors, this is a major red flag. If the UK moves toward more aggressive trade protectionism, we aren't just looking at the Brexit-style friction. We are looking at a permanent reshuffle on the UK's role in global supply chains. Same pattern, different market. Brussels and Beijing are locked in a high-stakes standoff over the Made in Europe agenda. China has officially warned of countermeasures if the EU's Industrial Accelerator Act discriminates against Chinese firms. Beijing is claiming this act violates GATT and TRIPS agreement. From where I sit, this is about more than just electrical vehicle or batteries. This is about the fabric of the textile supply chain. If the EU pushes for exclusive EU origin requirements in the public tenders and state support, the integration between Chinese raw materials and European finishing is at risk. If you are sourcing fabric or yarn from China for European production, you need to be a scenario planning for retaliatory tariffs by the end of this year. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Despite the war rhetoric and the shipping disruptions in Hormuz, China's industrial profit actually hit a 6-month high in the first quarter. Profits for large firms are up 15.5%. Beijing is essentially subsidizing energy costs to keep the export engine humming. This is exactly why the shifts of order to countries like Turkey or Vietnam hasn't happened as fast as many expected. China is choosing to absorb the pain to maintain its dominant market share. While the traditional retail giants are sweating, the resales market is providing its resilience. Vinted has just been valued at €8 billion following a secondary share sale. That's a 60% jump in valuation in just 2 years. Their gross merchandise volume is up 47%, hitting nearly €11 billion. Compare that to eBay, which spent the last 48 hours scrambling to fix massive system outages. eBay loses roughly $32 million in revenue every single day the platform is down. For the thousands of individual sellers and small fashion boutiques that rely on eBay, these technical failures are a reminder of the operational risk of platform dependency. Vinted's rise isn't just about sustainability. It's about a superior user's experience and aggressive investment in logistics, like their Vinted Go service. Moving to the corporate side, we are seeing a tale of two strategies. Adidas is heading into its Q1 results with a very confident outlook. They are projecting high single-digit growth for 2026, which is about a €2 billion increase in top-line revenue. Despite the currency volatility, the brand heat is back. Meanwhile, Uniqlo is continuing its high-attraction location strategy, announcing a new flagship in Cannes for late 2026. While most brands are closing doors in Western Europe, To save margins, Uniqlo is doubling down on France. They aren't chasing every customer, they are chasing the right real estate. Finally, keep an eye on the Southern Hemisphere. India and New Zealand just signed a comprehensive free trade agreement. For the textile industry, this is a total win. Tariffs on Indian apparel, home textiles, and carpets have been wiped out to zero. But more importantly, India has secured its supply of New Zealand wool. I've been watching this industry for over 25 years, and this is a classical move to outmaneuver competitors like Bangladesh and Vietnam. India is securing its raw material base while opening new market corridors. New Zealand might be a smaller market, but the zero-duty access gives Indian exporters a massive edge in the premium wool and home category. The main question I want to leave you today is, when the world's major economies start deploying trade bazookas and countermeasures, is your supply chain built for resilience or is it just built for low cost? That's all for today's analysis. To make sure you never miss the insights behind the numbers, hit subscribe wherever you get your podcast. I'm Sedat Sezer. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow, and until then, stay ahead of the curve.